I didn't realize you could redo the daily as long as you were in here. And I have to beat the boss a whole bunch of times. Balance, I don't even know what the ferryman's lantern is. I've actually picked up Bat Volley before and died before I got to turn it in. Oh, shit! Oh, you're not gonna let me run, are you? Oh, you suck! Oh, that's the right place to be. I wanted to do the daily, but then the daily did me. I don't know how to use that. I don't know what that is. Holy shit! Asshole! Those bats are pretty fucking cool, though. I do like the machete and pistol. I can get behind that. That was a lot. I feel like there was another one over here, too. I feel like when I ran up here, there was another one waiting for me. Don't see me, don't see me, don't see me. The fuck? Corrosive cloud. Neat. That guy's a real dick. I dislike him. How much time do I have? Yeah, Corrosive Cloud's not bad. I like this so far. What's going on over here? All right. That's the wrong way, bud.
This is the story of the newest denizen of the cave.
All right, we gotta get out of here. Yo, Packet Greaser, what's going on, dude? Long time no see. I have missed you as well, friend. Tier 2, 63 months. Very much appreciated, dude. How the hell are you, man? Ah, shit. We gotta go. With you in a second. So much cool work. Ooh. Oh, that's right. You started the new gig. I don't want to hand people your fucking business, but yeah. I forgot you're in a whole fucking new city and everything. Sorry. I just happen to be doing this this here daily that is not fun and about. Yeah, you're in a new job in a new city and all that shit. Sorry, I was not looking at the screen. Concierge is easier than the minion. Good grief. I feel like I would have tried to have parried the big fucker if I'd had a shield. Otherwise, you just gotta time your dodge rolls accordingly. What are we working with? The Whaler Impaler? Or the Machete and Pistol? Or the Heavy Crossbow? Or the Nail, but we use it with the thrown objects? Yo, Orb Lady, what's going on? I kind of like this one. Like, I like this one a lot. This one's good for low and slow in the beginning. I don't know that I want to do a tactics run. This asshole. I do like having the range to deal with problems. I mean, so far it's a tactics run, so I gotta pick up tactics, but who knows, that's subject to change for sure. I'm an asshole. I should go back and sell that iron staff if I'm not going to use it. I'm good. Lucy and I went on a walk this morning. It was nice. I started sewing my Ren Fair outfit again. That's cool. I've been spending this week trying to figure out a new assembly line pattern for my life. I'm a creature of habit. I'm a creature of habit, and I need to find a new routine that's more productive. More productive without a sense of like panic or dread. I need to get back. Like, I used to be like that with Pretzel and 99 Lives. I'd stream in the morning and work at night, and I mean, I did that too much. I did that too much, but a blend of that I think is necessary. We're not. Don't you hit me through the wall. Where'd that big fucker go? Hello? Yeah, see, it's too late now. Yeah, a light sprinkling of working my ass off and not just clocking off the moment the stream day is done, I think is not a bad thing. I don't always like explosive decoy. I'm getting better about it, Jadestone. I've got my calendar up here and I've got things written down. I could probably stand to get better about putting stuff in the phone. At one point, Noah had me put in a list of reminders to do things, and like, they were well-meaning, but they're super arbitrary, where it's just like, now's your reminder to do clip harvesting and content. But I feel like I would do, ooh, shit. I'm not ready for that yet. I feel like I would do better if I had very, like, it would take extra time, but I would do better if I had very specific, like, broken down into, like, almost like, you know, like the Pomodoro technique? Like, broken into very, ooh. Oh, I don't have the money for it. Like, broken into, like, very small segments, like 10 or 15 minute, like, go post on Twitter. Go, you know, if it's larger, have it be something like an hour or two. That would be like, you need to pull together your post for TikTok. Obviously, that's not a 15-minute thing, but I feel like the call to action on the calendar right now that Noah helped me, or tried to help me pull together, is so kind of obscure and vague as to almost render it useless to me. I can't. This motherfucker down here screwed me. I was so focused on this guy. I mean, I got my 30, but I was so focused on that guy, the clawy guy, that I took my eyes off what was underneath it, and when it took a shot at me, I was locked up. Might be easier if you did, like, outside of streaming, I need to spend 3 hours this week in the office doing XYZ, break it down, 1 hour Tuesday. Yeah, like, honestly, the more specific I can get, the better off I am. Because right now I have daily reminders to, like, farm content. And that's just so broad to me. If I broke that down even further and it was like on Saturday at 9 o'clock in the morning, I go get clips for the week for social media. Like, that's specific. Like on Tuesday from 8 to 9:30, you're editing your TikTok reviews. That's specific. I can work on that. That I can do. But yeah, when it's just super vague and it's like, go be productive. That's not, as it turns out, not hyper useful to me. I've moved him over. Fuck this whole room. Oh. God damn. Those are in fact the rooms that I have no patience for, where I'm just like, oh, there's like 35 monsters down there. Neat. Maybe the reminders could be to make a list. I love lists that could be broken up into small pieces that you could cross off. I love lists. Lists are currently the only way I get things done. You can't see it, but this is like 3 separate lists that I've drawn up. That's just like, this is the shit that you need to get done. And in my head I go, okay, productive time, and I just pick something off the list. But I think it gets even better if I make a list and then I start making assignments to when that work gets done. So that even if I'm tired, even if I'm in the middle of a YouTube video or a TV show or whatever, that reminder goes, hey man, you said for this half hour you're doing socials. Hey man, you said for this half hour, you know, for this next 45 minutes or an hour, you're going into your clips and trying to find things that could be cut up well for socials. We are starting off with a very early legendary Maw of the Deep. You ever pre-schedule your social media posts? No, they're never posted that far out. Who the fuck do you think you're talking to? Oh shit, that's adorable. I hear people like Andy Lunique. Like, I'll go to Andy Lunique and I'll be like, yo, Andy, that post you had of that like French toast is so good looking. And he'll be like, what French toast post? And I was like, I don't know, dude, it went up on your Twitter today. And he'll go, oh, right, I scheduled that thing like 2.5 months ago. And I go, how the fuck did you pull that off? Yeah, I mean, like, Leglish, I get it. Like, you know, outraged Twitter self-righteousness aside, if it were part of your job, you would do it. I have to do it. I don't get to, I have to maintain presence on all these sites. I mean, I guess I don't have to, but it would be a pretty glaring flaw whenever somebody said, like, so you said you were a little upset. So I heard that you said you were a little upset with the channel growth subsiding with the rest of Twitch. Yeah, a little bit. I mean, it's a bit of a bummer. I'm trying to figure out how to get more eyes. Are you putting your content out on more places? Nah, man, I don't like any of those places. And it's like, oh. So... I think it's also rewarding myself, so I can't talk in Taffy's chat unless I finish my set. Yeah, The tricky thing is that, like, the only thing I really do for fun right now is, like, MLB The Show. So, like, I could withhold MLB The Show for an hour from myself, but otherwise everything else that I'm doing is, like, cooking dinner. Or, like, having State of the Union conversations with Amber. Or whatever. And in those instances, I'm just kind of like, oh, well, I can't really, like, tell Amber and the boys, like, listen, dinner's gonna be 90 minutes late because Daddy has to finish editing this video. Yeah, Varel, like, I forgot that was in there. That was another thing, is that I had... The nice thing is that I was paying Austin, and he was kind of going and just trying to look for clips. And... that was cool, because now I have an entire Drive folder filled with edited clips that I don't even know what's in there. He was doing a pretty good job about going and just finding the clips on his own. The problem was, he and I weren't working together to figure out how to get those posted in a timely manner. And that's mostly on me. That's like 95% on me. But then on top of that, like, sometimes he would go and grab clips and he hadn't played the game and wasn't in the stream, so he didn't know why it had so many views. So he'd do his best to just kind of be like, here's a clip from Persona 4, and I'd be like, oh, this only really makes sense if you include this from the scene before it and this from the scene after it. You know what I mean? And so, like, towards the end, and like on top of that, it was like, you know, he brought me like 4 or 5 Persona clips, and I was like, I can't post Persona clips. And he's like, why not? And I was like, well, because if I post it, I'm gonna read the replies to it, and right now I'm in the middle of playing it, and we're safeguarding ourselves from spoilers. So all 5 of these clips that you brought me, if polished, would be very good, but I don't feel comfortable posting them until they're done, until the game's done. So anyway, yeah, I don't know. It was just very, again, very siloed, very, like, Austin was doing one thing and I was doing another, and it was very rare that he and I came together and actually, like, compared notes. He's an awesome editor. It's just, I don't think that he can do it the way I want him to do it unless I micromanage him, and it's only been recently that I'm like, you know what? I'm going to commit to micromanaging the second half of my day again. So, yeah, no, Fremery, I'm not telling you guys to join Twitter. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm being attacked here for being like an Elon stan. I'm not. I dislike every institution that I have to engage in that involves narcissistic billionaires trying to crumble society. I wish I could get away from all of them. Trust me, if Song Trader stock goes live in like 20x's, I'll delete all my social media. You'll never see me again. I'll spend the rest of my days in a cabin by a lake. I'll vote wherever this cabin is. But unfortunately, I have to work with credit card companies. I have to post on social media. I still broadcast on Twitch, which is owned by Amazon. You know, the company that sent a dick rocket to space, and then the billionaire who was inside of it got back down to the ground and thanked his employees for pissing in bottles and shitting in plastic bags so that he could live his dream. That's where I'm broadcasting right now. I don't like any of it. You know? I'm a little indignant about the fact that it feels like people are just like, well, Taffy, if you're gonna get in bed with the enemy, we're all in bed with the enemy, my friend. You just fucking gotta pick your battles. I can't get off social media, not until this experiment is done. I'd like to. I fucking hate social media. I hate being on it, and I hate the feeling of obligation that I have every single day to try to post something clever to it. Don't get it twisted. I only said that because it sounded like you're waving off Leglish. I'm not waving it off. I'm saying that your concerns are valid. I don't get to stop doing it because of that. And I'm genuinely, if y'all all want to quit social media, quit it. I'm not trying to stop you. I'm not trying to say like, yo, guys, in case I get a brand deal, engage in the unraveling of democracy because daddy needs an extra $30. If you want to quit social media, quit social media. I can't. I envy you. You're on life rafts and I'm playing fucking violin on the deck. I long to get in the fucking lifeboat with you. I can't. I work for the White Star Company and they said that we couldn't leave even if we hit an iceberg. Send me postcards from someplace warm, but I don't get to quit. I don't have the luxury of that. I would like that very much. Is Hootsuite is like a scheduling? The only problem with scheduling is that I don't often have things prepared far enough out in advance. Maybe that's the thing that needs to change, you know? Maybe that's one of the things I need to work on is scheduling. Like I need to work on getting a glut of content up front. You know what I mean? Maybe part of the reason why, God, I hate spending money on these things that I know I'm probably not going to keep as items, but I don't want to get dumpstered as I'm going forward. Yeah, I just feel like a lot of the reasons that a lot of the reasons that there's maybe a rolling sense of existential dread about socials is that I don't have them scheduled and plotted out. If I knocked all of that out on like a very productive Saturday, if I got a lot of like just the drudgery work of socials and like getting Let's Plays ported over, if I got all that like pulled together in a glut up front, and got it scheduled, then maybe it wouldn't feel like such a daunting daily task. All right, good. Like Leglish says, I didn't take it as being waved off. It's all good. I certainly hoped not. If anything, it was me getting loud about the fact that I'm very jealous because I have desperately, like Facebook, I haven't deleted just because it's connected to Instagram and Instagram has some funky interactions with it. Plus, I haven't downloaded there is a way you can go in and download all of your content off of it. But there's always a part of me that's like, oh, I might need it for something to do with this. And I feel the same way with Twitter, with Instagram, with TikTok. I would bounce off of all of them tomorrow if there was an opportunity for me to do it. I wish I could. But realistically, that's not a route I get to take. I think if you schedule all your stuff ahead, it would save you a lot of stress. I agree, because it's on me every day. Gary Larson with The Far Side.
This is the story of the newest denizen of the cave.
Gary Larson with The Far Side used to say that the worst part about his job was constantly feeling like his homework wasn't done. And that's kind of like the gray cloud that settles over me when it's all on me and I'm doing it day to day. I'm just like, it doesn't take very long. I'll just do it every single day. It does mean that like at the end of every single stream, I go, okay, I can't really let my hair down, so to speak, until after I've gotten that handled. I told a really bad dad joke and y'all derailed Taffy from reading it and me getting timed out. So something good came from it. Something good came from me and chat sparring with each other. How are you today, Taffy? I think good. I certainly came in a good mood. Time will tell, I guess. I'd like to have a good day. I'm hoping to have a good day. Scanning. Build a cat. A 12-month gifty from JJ Madison going into month number 4. I appreciate both of you. Thank you, JJ, for the gifty, and Build a Cat. Thank you for being here. I get it. I'm off Twitter. I still have an account, but I'm not interacting on the site. I think, honestly, if I was, like, independently wealthy, and I didn't need social media for anything that I did, that's what I would do. My dad does that. My dad's got a fake account on Facebook so that he can look at pictures from people, because he, like, Leah still posts there, and I used to. That's what I would do. My accounts would all probably still all exist, but I would never interact with any of them, ever. Ever. I would sometimes go on to check out something somebody posted or said, like a picture or a movie trailer or whatever. I love you, Framery. Oh, how'd you know? That wasn't on my throne wish list. How did you know that I liked that? How could you have possibly sussed out that that was the gift that would make me happy? Aw. It's exactly the one I wanted. You see, chat? That is the fastest way to bury the hatchet with me. If I could give you money right back, I can't. There's too many of you. I can't give you money right back. But if I could, I absolutely would. Thank you, Framery. I appreciate it. I genuinely am not trying to get punchy. I get, like, I elevate because there's, like, my volume and my sense of urgency escalates and elevates because it's important to me to, like, I hate the idea of being like, you know, did that guy just fucking brush me off like I don't matter? And I'm like, oh, no. And so I get louder and I get punchier, but then sometimes it just reads as like, well, Taffy's being hyper defensive right now. What a dick. And I'm like, oh no, this is going from bad to worse. I start to like freak the fuck out. Cause it's like, I end up painting a picture that is what people are assuming, but it's the opposite of the message I'm trying to send. And I feel like, it's like when I'm in a boss fight and all of a sudden I can't dodge a fucking hit to save my life. And I'm like, I know what I'm supposed to be doing, but my thumbs are actively sabotaging me. And it's the same thing with like banter and discourse. Sometimes my brain's like, I'm gonna send a message, and to make sure they hear it, I'm gonna turn up the patronizing and the volume. Boop! And it's like, yeah, that didn't work. And the brain's like, I'm out of ideas then. Have you tried flipping them off? Letting them know they're number one? Scanning. Your Let's Play channel is relatively small. It's only like 300 gigs of content. It would only require a good internet connection and someone to do the meta write-ups, so it's like 4.5 hours of work. Are you talking about to port that all back over to the main channel? Yeah, you are. Okay, I just caught up. To consolidate. My only problem, and I don't know if there's any way to not do this. God, this would be so ideal. I would love to consolidate the Let's Play channel, but not have it pump into people's feeds. Because I guarantee you, if in like a month we poured over 300 gigs of Let's Play content, including stuff that's already been uploaded and deleted from the main channel, I'm not really in it for the money. I'm in it for the exposure, which is weird. That's usually backwards. But I guarantee you the 14,500 subs I have, if all of a sudden 500 gigs or 300 gigs of old Let's Play content got fucking turduckened into the main channel without any roguelites to like lighten the mood or no like spacing, we could watch in real time the race to 0 subscribers. That's the only thing that's really hampered me. I'd love if I could just discreetly and quietly, just overnight, it would just show up and people would be like, holy fuck, when did this get here? Yeah, Danny, sounds great, man. And Fremery, again, thank you for the tenor. I hear it, Elon angries up my blood. That's fine. Yeah. I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't trying to do anything to raise anybody's dander. I was woe is meing the fact that I have to be engaged in it. Taffy's doing profit sharing with chat. Would that I could, man. Deleted my Twitter account, made a dummy one for interacting with posts. Now you can see Twitter posts without being logged in. It's been kind of useful. Now that you can't see Twitter posts without being logged in, it's kind of useful. I give you all the channel points you can handle, chat. I hope they're every bit as valuable to you as they are to me. I'm glad, like Danny and Jade, I'm glad you're on the same page as me. That was my feeling as well, and I got talked out of it by two people who have very good track records of YouTube success, and I just kind of went with them on it. But they weren't community members, and like since I've stopped paying them, they've stopped hanging out here. So like, I always wanted to go the Northern Lion route and just have everything on one channel, and I was told that that wasn't the way. And now I feel bad because there's like 300 gigs worth of Cletus's work over on the other channel that we may have to. Today I learned that Spider-Man has a winter coat made of entirely of Mediterranean flatbread. He calls it Pita Parka. You know what? I saw that existed, and my mind genuinely like fucking redacted it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Jade Stone is like ultimately too, while like the Let's Plays being ported over would buy us time while we, I mean, for crying out loud, we had a 3-day long Noida run. How do we break that up? You know, like what's the protocol for that? And while I'm figuring out that in thumbnails, the Let's Play uploads, if they are in fact showing up in the feed and I can't stop that, the Let's Play uploads buy us time where there's still something pinging the channel every single day. And, you know, if the machine is working, one in the morning and one at night, or 1 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon, and 1 at night, where my dream once upon a time was at least 5 days a week, 3 uploads, where one would be a recent roguelike from the channel.
This is the story of the newest denizen of the cave.
And then the second would be an episode from the oldest games that we've played, like God of War and The Last of Us. And then the latest one would be from the newest game we've played. So, shit, I've already been in Persona for so long. I feel like the game before Persona was really short. Bright Memory Infinite. Or Valhalla. Or Portal Desk Job, you know what I mean? Like, the ones we just played. Henry Stickmin. So in my mind, it would, on the busy days, it would be one of each of the 3 of those. But otherwise, there'd at least be the Let's Plays going over so that I could get all of my 8 years worth of Twitch content moved over to one place on YouTube. Yeah, part 1, part 2, part 3, and then coming up with the thumbnails for that. I will say it was super nice to have... I used to do the Northern Lion thing where I just had a template that let everybody know this is a video from that series and just changed the episode number to reduce workload. Man, it was really nice to have somebody who was custom making thumbnails for every single video. That shit was fire, because they were clickbaity as hell. But I had people in the comments going, fuck you, the clickbait worked. Enjoy your comment and your upvote. Wow, Slam Dunk just ports the entire thing over, like all 7 hours of it in a shot, huh? That's the kind of stuff that, like, you know, not to be defeatist or self-sabotaging, but that's what's locked me up in the past, is that I don't... That's the thing that's locked me up in the past, is that I don't know YouTube well enough anymore. I don't know YouTube well enough anymore, not the way that I used to know it. I used to know YouTube pretty intimately because that's how me and Rob were trying to make our money. That is neat. You don't have to be engaged with them to make the sharks go out. That was how me and Rob used to make our money, so I used to feel like I had to know YouTube inside and out. But I'll be real with you. It's been a really long time since I played the YouTube game well enough to feel like I know what the hell is going on with YouTube anymore. And that analysis paralysis keeps me from making a lot of decisions, for better or worse. I mean, the couple of times I have taken home run swings, like splitting the channels and paying editors, has not paid off as of yet, which has kept me, like, has made me, for like, they've been very expensive, albeit very cool mistakes. Like, it's cool to have that content, all that Isaac content that got churned over for a year, but like, that was a $12,000 mistake. So like that kind of like market analysis is what I'm missing, because I don't really know anybody who thrives on YouTube right now. Thank y'all for letting me talk about how the sausage is made. If y'all didn't let me work through some of this shit while we're sitting here, I would fall apart. Ooh, oh. It's nice being able to talk shop around y'all. It's nice getting to talk shop around folks. Occasionally I can like, you know, lock down Justin or lock down Lucid or whoever, but we all have wildly different strategies. We all have wildly different strategies regarding our channel. Like what Justin does for Justin's channel won't work for me and vice versa. So like, even as nice as it is to talk to other broadcasters about it, to talk to the audience, which is I'm making content trying to make you happy. So like, to be talking to the audience and hearing your like instant feedback is genuinely the thing that I'm like yearning for when I'm sitting here in a room going like, I just wish I had answers. I wonder. I'm gonna try something a little goofy, I think. And again, I hope that none of this comes off as like whinging, because like I love sorting this kind of stuff out. I just don't often have anyone to talk. I don't have anyone to talk to about it. Noah a little bit, but Noah's gotten really good about like, he offers up his advice and then leaves it alone, because there have been times in the past where Noah has very clearly gotten heavy-handed with what he'd like to see happen on the channel. And it's things like, you know what you should do is become a Halo channel, because I used to be a globally ranked Halo player and I'd like to play Halo with you. And I'm like, buddy, I appreciate that, but that doesn't help me make decisions on how to better make money on my channel. Like Nate has given me invaluable advice before, but sometimes when I'm talking shop with Nate'll say something like, you know what, Destiny 2 is an awful lot like Isaac. Community-wise, maybe you could become a full-time Destiny 2 player. Or Destiny, actually, that conversation started back in Destiny 1. And the couple of times I tried to incorporate Destiny content to the channel was just murder. We're talking streams where I had fucking 30 viewers on 24-hour live streams. I was like, oh, this weirdly is not feeling like it's worth sacrificing my health. I did not see that he had fired a shot because there's way too much shit going on. But I could not kill anybody until that goddamn training dummy was dead. Fucking training dummies everywhere. At least this one is nowhere near my enemies. Boy, if you're smart about it, you really can use their teleporting to your advantage. You can set up, so like, for example, with the shark or the machete and pistol, if your third shot's the one that does, like, crazy damage, when they teleport in, you can just set up the third shot where it's like 1, 2, teleport, go fuck yourselves. You know? I should get better about that. Have you talked to Frost? I mean, like, I talked to him a little bit while he was here using the system. But if I'm being honest, like, I haven't really bothered him much about it. I could, if I felt like I was pulling together, so with the pecking order being what it is and Frost being more, oh, I do love a repeater crossbow. With Frost being admittedly one of the only streamers of this size that's more successful than I am. There is a bit of a pecking order where, like, I wouldn't want to bother him with stuff until I had a plan and was just refining it. I wouldn't want to go to him and be like, hey, your channel's successful. Do it for mine now. So I wouldn't want to bother him until, and again, what works for his channel might not work for mine. So who knows? How's instant recycling working out? Dude, such a huge quality of life upgrade. Thank you for that. Ice, good morning, dude. Yeah, if I can find the tornado, I absolutely will, for sure. I'm 36 credits shy of a BA in comparative lit, have a certification in teaching English as a second language, and a lapsed certificate in graphic commercial photography. And now I do VA stuff, and I'm basically a housewife. Life is weird. I don't think I'd be a good stay-at-home dad, at least not in the beginning. If I'm being honest with you, I feel like I would face the problem of, like, convincing myself that the stay-at-home dad position was the same as early retirement. And the first time that Amber would be like, yo, we have no clean clothes, you asshole, I'd be like, oh shit, that is on me, isn't it? Oh, I thought I was gonna get hit there. That's fair. I was leaning more towards asking him if he had advice for a plan you already had. I didn't realize you were just at square one with the stuff. It's that I'm back at square one for kind of like the 4th time in a decade. It's more that, like, you know, like I said, I shelled out 12 grand for editors and never saw, like, 12 grand for editors for a year, and I think I made like $11. And so there's a part of me that's like, all right, I took a big swing and I missed, and that's okay. But the next time that I commit to something, it needs to have implemented whatever I learned from that. It needs to be having implemented whatever I learned from that $12,000 editor's experiment. And I again want to go on record as saying that Joanna and Johan did exceptional work. They did everything they said they would. It just didn't work. And I genuinely was teary-eyed the day that I cut them loose. Genuinely was teary-eyed the day I had to cut them loose because I liked their product so much. Never once have I heard Amber call you an asshole, Taffy. Is that the angry Amber that lives in our head? Yeah, the Amber that's constantly starting fights with me and does mean things in my dreams that doesn't exist in the real world, but is the straw man that comes to life every time I need it for my arguments. That's the one. Gotta hate her. That's the one. What a gash. Honestly hate being a stay-at-home wife. I give myself a lot of research and learning projects this year. Learning to can food, pickle food, grow veggies, making different kinds of bread. It's the only way to stay sane. I need to be doing things. I will say to Amber's credit, she apparently, if she is to be believed, and I don't see any reason why not to, if she's to be believed, she actually thoroughly enjoys being a stay-at-home mom. She finds it very gratifying. And she finds lots of like projects and nesting and events and day trips and all that kind of stuff that like she just likes being a good mom. She's got this degree just in case we should ever need to call her into the fray. Just in case the earning potential ever dips and she's got to help out. She's trying to be ready. That scared the shit out of me though when we first covered it. I remember the day that I was like, yo, we're gonna be dual income. And I was asking her because I was looking up her job, like her master's degree. And I was looking up her master's degree and it was something along the lines of like, all right, baby, I was looking up what your degree buys us. And I was like, you could get a job as a librarian. That's like 35 to 65 a year, depending on where you go. Or you could sell your soul and go work for Altria, the Philip Morris brand, and be like a record keeper and make like 100 grand a year, 80 grand a year. But you know, you'd be actively working for big tobacco. No need to make a decision right now, but I'm just saying like roll it around a little bit, you know what I mean? And she was just like, oh yeah, I think once I get this degree, I'm just gonna keep doing what we're doing until I need to be called off the bench. And I was like, wait, what? And she's like, oh yeah, no, I wanna have this in case, but I actually very much like being a stay-at-home mom. And I was like, how much did this degree cost again? We worked it out, but it makes sense. Good value for the money. She'll be ready to enter the job market if we ever need her to. I've been watching a lot of Caleb Hammer videos. But it was not a conversation that we had had when she started, and I was so confused. Oh, you cork soaker. That was a place where I timed that out really nicely. You aren't actively murdering people yet. Just think it over. Say this again because it needs celebration. Holy crap. My 2.5-year-old just went bathroom in the potty. Congratulations. That is a very big boy or girl. Good job. You tell him that an internet stranger was very proud of them. That is huge. Amber tried to potty train Rory by just having him walk around completely Donald Ducking it so that he would feel shame whenever he just dropped it on the floor. But then it also led to conversations where I was like, hey, I've been in the office for months. How's the potty training going? She's like, I'm not going to tell you where because you'll freak out because you're like forever unclean. But there have been several places on the floor of this house that Rory has shit on the ground, and I've cleaned it up. But yeah, there's a lot of loose turds around here for a little bit. And I was like, huh. But it's good now? And she's like, yeah, but it's good now. And I was like, yeah, never tell me where he shit on the floor. Noah drops 100 bits and says, good morning, bud. There's a lot of upside to selling your soul these days. Good exchange rate. I'm getting excited about Saturday, man. I feel like we have an awful lot of catching up to do because you've lived abroad for the last 3 months. I'm so overwhelmed about how much we must have to talk about that I have no idea where we'll even start. Oh, shit. I was not ready for combat the minute I walked in the door. I was not ready for combat the minute I walked in the doors, like, why several girls that I used to date aren't dating me anymore. Ugh. I wish, man. The Cursed Sword seems like an awful lot of fun. I'm glad that those big robot fuckers are like really intimidating to look at, but they're really not difficult to handle. Ugh, I love you, Medusa Head, but I really don't think that you're the answer. Well, if we're gonna lean into the shark, maybe Medusa Head is the answer? It's not. It's not. It's not. Right now, the system we've got is working. My current 5-year plan involves the fall of society. Strong. It's strong. The doomed future market is strong right now. I didn't go to the gym and I had breakfast. I had the last leftover fish sandwich. My last homemade fillet of fish. Go get him, Owl. Mr. Owl, how many licks does it take to get to the middle of a gigantic automaton with a human brain? Let's find out. 1, 2, 3. Come and go. Oh, Jesus, he almost came and got his love. Come and get your love. He did. He absolutely came and got his love. Come and get your love. Come and get your love. Come and get your love now. The other moment. Oh, y'all are talking. Yeah. See, sweet. I love this. I love when y'all have conversations. It's not that I check out, but I'm just like, that's not meant for me. I did open my chubby wubby mouth to say, even though I had a sandwich and I have not been to the gym today, I sure did wake up hungry. I think that said that the ramparts were the hot zone, right? Yeah, it looks like the ramparts are the hot zone. Did I leave anything behind? Noah's here, Taffy. It's time to read Discord PMs for an hour. I haven't said anything inflammatory today, so we're good for now. Kind of weird a thing in this contract I'm reviewing. It says, whereas management company is recognized as having management expertise in the area of male and female models and related talent for editorial, commercial, and creative use, and typically these things say models and related talent and don't go into gender. It's interesting. It feels like it's kind of a weird statement, but maybe it's just weird lawyering. It might just be that it could just be, it's probably just like a 30-year-old template. You know what I mean? It was probably written by somebody who looks like Mr. Potter off It's a Wonderful Life back in the 80s. And a bunch of dudes who jerk off to reruns of Suits have just been doctoring it up so that they don't have to do any extra work to modernize it over the years. I've had contracts sent to me that had the wrong company in them, where it was like, instead of McLaffey Taffy Industries Inc., it would be like whoever they'd used that template for before me, where it was like romansmuffins.com. I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt and assume it's just someone who wanted to make sure they weren't just sticking to one gender. I guess. I mean, I guess that there's an argument to be made that like Nani exists and they'll only represent female presenting content creators. So I guess there are instances where you'd have to delineate that you have a foot in both lanes, but there's no way. There's often not a way, unless it's like, the only things that I've ever read in legal speak that seem clear cut were like the fun bullshit things that you put in the boilerplate. The only thing I've ever read where I'm like, oh, that's kind of fun and makes sense to me is like, oh, in case of zombie apocalypse, because Noah dicks around in the places that nobody reads. The boiler's a sandbox. I'm just gonna roll with this for now. I don't think this is the run that's gonna get anything accomplished, but we're gonna give it a shot. We're gonna go a little nutter butters. That Hinland's razor don't attribute malicious behavior to dumb behavior, so it's weird and there's a bunch of unnecessary words. It does. I will say, at first blush, it reads as though it's basically a misogynistic template written by a dude who would call a female physician a lady doctor. You know what I mean? Like, that's benefit of the doubt and all that, but it reads like it was written by somebody who would be unhappy to find out that a professional independent contractor they're engaging is a woman. I got pulled over by a lady cop. Like that it sounds like that. I genuinely couldn't see what the hell was going on. Haha, I beat him to it. What? Oh my god, there was still a bat alive in there? Get bent, game. All I could see was fire and the outlines of teleporting enemies. I had no idea there was a bat in there still. What a bummer. I mean, it's not the end of the world, but it does reset the streak to a point that I'm not sure I can get 60. All right, I'm gonna read this, but I'm gonna read it quietly to myself so I can go through it faster. Oh, yeah. Wait, don't get me wrong, Bunbarian. Just because we, brought in Hinland's razor, or whatever the hell it is. Was it Psycon who said I'm done giving people the benefit of the doubt for free? I'm still hyper ass puckered about 2022. Well, that didn't work. This cork soaker. I'm getting roughed up. I'm trying real hard to make a different kind of run work, but man, it is falling flat on me here. It's hard in Boss Cells 4. Like, if you take a couple of dumb hits, you fall so far behind, and there's so little space to make up the mistakes that, like, I don't want to get all glum and be like, well, this run's over. But in reality, like, this run's basically over because I've made 2 mistakes in the last couple of encounters and just got like too much informational overload and didn't correct for it, you know? Too much stimulus and I didn't sort it fast enough. And so now we're down 3 flasks with most of the game left to go. And my big hang up right now is that, like, despite having the quick draw bow, any real damage that we're doing, because we don't have any stuns, any real damage that we're doing is, like, really slow. That was pretty cool, though. Oh, no. I was stunned. I couldn't move. I dodged one and rolled right into the other. Fuck. I wasn't even trying to throw. I just... By doing the things I normally would do to stay alive, because it was a tactics build and not a survival build, especially because it's a tactics build, you make 2 or 3 mistakes and you're just dead.